I always feel so professional with that. It makes you feel so professional. All right, everybody, how you guys doing out there today? Welcome. We have a pretty great live stream going on right now in our chat. Okay, in our over in our what do you call it? Our group and our members group, we have a live trading session going on, a scalping session. We got Rocket teaching people how to scalp. So that's really interesting if you are in the members area. That's why I didn't post this in the members area. I just want to do something really quick for in the private area, just to kind of let people know what and why what I'm doing and why I called for a short here. So pretty simple. Here's my thoughts on this short, right? Number one, we're on this red 6 right here, right? Here's a red 6 on the 12-hour chart. So this is a 12-hour chart right here with a red 6. And every time we get into these red 6s, here you go. This is my thunk here. And I'm going to start up right here. And here you go. This is a really good idea of what the difference is in 6s, right? So I know it's a little hard to see this. I'll just start zooming in. Right, but here you go. You got a green 6, you got a continuation, all right, and then it fell out, right? You got a red 6 here. Now we haven't fallen out yet. You got a red 6 here, fell out. Red 6 here, fell out. Green 6 went up. Now let me be specific here. These are all green 6s. These are all green TD6s I'm talking about. So it's a green TD6, but it's the candle color. So what I'm doing is I'm playing the candle color because I have a code that I go by, right? It's a recognizable pattern. So here I'm just using this recognizable pattern. Now, this is also a possibility of what I'm looking at here. This is kind of what this is what I'm also thinking. This is why when you go back to this chart right here, I still have all of these contracts open. It's that simple. Right? It's that simple. I think that I have all these contracts open up here because this could be a wave 4 right here. Now, what I'm thinking for a wave 4 is, though, I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, I'm sorry, A, B, C to come down here for a wave 4. Then, once we get down here to the bottom of wave 4, I'll have to make the call. Now, if this doesn't hold, this will fall through, right? So if this target area doesn't hold, this will fall through to the next area because you can kind of count a 5 up here, right? You can get a 5. If you really break this down, you could probably squeeze, a wave 5 in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's more like that's really not like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern, but it was pretty crazy and got stopped out right there. Now, the other thing I don't see is I don't see a wave 4 in this pattern, right? This is how, now your 4 could have been here, and this was your 5. Now, this is a pretty substantial, I count this without the wick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you're in your downtrend, so I can't count a 5 out of this. I can't count 5 out of this. But at the same time, this could also be a wave 4, retracing down here to this level right here, this 5-0. And once it got down here, it would basically give us a bounce all the way back up. All right, but this is my play. This is what I'm doing. Now, here's my thing. I still feel that we are going down. I feel this is the top side here, right? I still feel this is the top side up here. Okay, and that's it. That's what I think. And I think, listen, as a swing trader, I only have a small position. I'm using my OneFox account on this one, and I have a small position opened, and this is why. I mean, it's 0.6 BTC. I've used it at 0.6 BTC at a 3 leverage, and I'm shorting this area right here. Right, and this is what I'm watching because I don't care. Who cares if it goes up 200 points? Right, to me, because I have a lot of contracts open up here. I have 45,000 contracts open up here. And I will be shorting this from this higher level also to pull this all the way back down. So if it goes up, I'm fine. And then my stop loss is actually set up here a little bit higher. So this is kind of how I'm playing this whole thing out, is I feel that looking at this green 6 candle, I can't not make a bet. I don't like betting against a pattern. Right? It's like telling an Elliott Wave guy, don't go, don't play a wave 3. Don't play a wave 3, right? An Elliott Wave guy's going to be like, that's the bread and butter of what I do. And I feel the same way. As I feel that this is kind of, this is a pattern. This is a very, now this, if you go over here, we got a red 6 right here. Okay, now this is what scares me. This right here is what scares me, this one red 6. Okay, let me tell you why this scares me, because this could be our pattern. This could be it, right? There's a chance that this pattern's it. And if you go, let's bring our Stoch up, right? Look, I have this red circle here. I have a red circle here. I am watching this thing like a hawk, right? I am watching this like a hawk because, listen, this could take off. This could moon right back up here. You're tap out, but then you're going to come right back down. Now, this would give me an opportunity, if this played out like this, to short my, to still sell off my position, and or take a small loss. And right now I have on this trade right here, I have a pretty tight stop loss, right? So I am playing a pretty tight stop loss. I'm up here at 6,800. I actually played 6,800 because I wanted to be above this area right here where these candles closed, right? Where these candles closed right here. I have a video that details all this in the members area. So I wanted to be above where these candles close. So I parked myself up here at 6,800. Now, if this position gets wiped out, that's fine. I lose $700. It was worth a shot simply because of this red 6 right here, right? I like this red 6. So if this gets wiped out, I think that's where I will just reshort the whole market all over again. Okay? And I know it's a risky position. I know it is, but I'm going to go into another good detail of why and what, and I'm going to show you guys real quick. Hold on. Oh, and here we go. So here is a 12-hour RSI chart. Okay, this is a 12-hour RSI chart, and what I want to do is I want to bring this up. Let me try to bring this. Let me squeeze this down here. Okay. So on this 12-hour RSI chart, here's what I want to show you guys. Right. This right here. Oop. And there, and there. All right. Get the thing in there real tight. There we go. All right, so on this chart, look what happens every time. Look at this. Came up, tapped, perfect, fell out. Came up, tapped, perfect, tapped twice. Right? This thing tapped twice. Once, twice. This is why I am ready for 6,900. Right? It's that simple because look, we're coming back up here. This is why I never took my top shorts off the table. Right? Because I knew that this had tapped twice, and look what happened. You came up, you posted your 6, you came back up, and then you fell out. Right? So here we go. We come up. We're almost going to come back up here and tap this. Now remember how the RSI works is this doesn't, you don't have a chance to see the wick out of the we don't have a chance to see the wick out on the RSI because it does not leave a shadow. So what you have to do is you have to go up to the candles in order to see the wicks to kind of calculate how far the RSI moved, because this RSI was a lot higher before it folded over because of these wicks right here, right? Then the longer the wick that you see, the higher this RSI would have achieved. And it's very scary to play the RSI because you can watch this RSI move way up here and then it'll fold all the way around, just like this is doing right now, just like this is coming back, right? How this is coming back right here. This can come back and this can fold back around on you in just a heartbeat, okay? So it's very tough to play. Very, very tough to play. All right, and does anybody like pancakes? Does it smell like pancakes in here? Man, somebody poop on their pancake? It smells like poop on a pancake. Anyways, there's yeah. So now the where are we at here? So we're on our 6 now. So this is my challenge. Every single time, the second correlation that you have is you can see that this actually came up and did a 6, right? So here's our 6, here's our 6, here's our 6. So this is what I'm going to do. Simply because I believe in the physics and the laws of the 6s, I'm going to move this trend line down into the 6. So I'm going to go from the 6 to the 6 to the 6. And you see how this works out? You see how this line works out now? And see how every time this touches a 6 right here. Right? So now every time this happens, you touch a 6. And sure enough, look at that. Isn't that crazy? The RSI touched every single 6. And that's a pattern, and that's what that is. It's a great pattern, right? Now, I know that I like to fall out on 6s. So here's what's happening. Every time I see these 6s, and they are like sex, it's like money-making sex, right? It's like sex but better, because you make money doing it. Well, I mean, other people make money doing it. I don't. But so here you go. You come on down, and every time you hit a 6, you see that you will fall out soon, right? Especially when you post a red 6. So since I'm watching this, I am expecting this RSI to possibly come up, test here, and then fall back out. All right? So yeah, I would prefer the word 2. All right, let's move through the TA before this thing gets out of control. So this is why I am shorting. If you want to know why I'm shorting here, if you want to know why I still have layers stacked above, is because of that simple fact, right? Okay, so let's move along. Let's pop over here. All right, so this is why I still have all of these contracts open, because even if I get blown out of this trade, I'm just going to reload this thing based on this RSI and based on everything. This is also why I moved my stop loss up to 6,800. So my stop loss is up here above this, because you see if you come back up, remember, and the other thing is this can wick up and then just die out, and it can just make us a wicked run. This can give us a wicked, wicked run all the way up here. You just do a snap wick, it'll catch all my shorts, and then the thing will just die out, right? And this is how you got to play the market. You got to play this market smart, because it's a very volatile market. And I'm trying not to catch the knife right in here. I'm really not trying to catch the knife. That's why I'm layered, and I'm a little mad at myself, because last night when I was in, this was what we posted last night, and I said, hey, in the members area, I'm shorting this area, and I missed this short by, what's that, $15. And I feel the same way, because I missed the bottom on my long short on ETH. I missed that by $4. So I'm kind of mad at myself for being too conservative, and I need to get a little more aggressive on my trades. And I should have been more aggressive on my trades. I should have opened up higher here and played this down. You know, and I hate missing by this amount, especially in the members area. All right. All right, so now we're going to move along, and I'm going to go ahead and I want to just come over here and just take a look at some of the fib levels that we have, right? Some of the trend lines, some of the fib levels, right? So here's your trend lines. You've got multiple trend lines that are coming all the way down from the top. And one of the things every time you guys should do your charts, you should look. There's one to that, to there, to here, right? To there. You want to just keep doing all these. In fact, another good trend line that you could pull was from this top to this top, and look at, 6. Look at that. This is a 5, came up to a 6, and guess what was at the top? Guess a 6, right? So now you can also pull a trend line from this lower high to this lower high. This is a viable trend, so you can just pull this trend just like that. Then you zoom in, and you kind of get an idea of where this one goes. Oh, and look at that. That trend line comes straight into our top target area, right? Oh, go figure, right? So once again, why I'm stacked at this level. Another great example. We are also in a very, very massive rising wedge. So we've all got to watch out for this rising wedge right here, because this has gone a long way. It's gone pretty much all the way linear. If you tried to count this out, it would be probably a little difficult because of some of these crazy wicks right here. But this is a very, very intense rising wedge. So I'm trying to play this rising wedge as good as I can to catch this before this falls out. Once again, I would like to see this fall down, because I also think that this is a possible wave 4. So I'm playing the wave 4 also. Now if I come down here and get 6,500, 6,550, it was a good trade, right? Then I'll go back up. So I can make this play both ways, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to play this thing in both directions. Our RSI, our Stoch is still kind of up there, right? And if you go back once again and you start looking at your 6s, right? Looking at our 6s over here on the Stoch. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go over here. We're going to just target our 6s on our Stoch real quick. And let's see what we got. So here's our first one, right? There's our second one. Yeah, right there. Right? And now here we are right here. And this fell out on a 6. And we are on a 6 right now. Right? So all of these have something very similar in common, and that's in common, and that's the range that they're in, right? So they're all inside of this range right here, and we're just going to call this a pocket. So they're just inside of this pocket right here. Right? You come back, and here we go. There's another 6 right here. Right? There's another 6 right here. There's another. So you've got all these 6s all come up and form into this pocket area where we're at. Now, what 6 is it going to be? Is it going to be this one and come down, right? Come down, test 5,800, give us another push up, and then die out. This is what I don't know, and this is kind of what I don't want to miss the top is my thing. I don't want to miss the top right here, because I think if this thing fell out right here, everybody go, oh my God, look at Vamp. Vamp sucks so bad. He's just so horrible. He missed that top. How did he not call that top, right? And I'm trying to play as a swing trader this play right here, rather than trying to play as a catch the knife kind of guy, right? So I've got a range, and I'm playing in my range, because this is this pattern repeats itself over and over and over. And then you see another repeat of the pattern here. And look at this 6 right here. Dang, bang, right? I mean, these points are all just off by little teeny tiny points. Right? Now here's the 6 that I'm worried about right here. This is the 6 that I'm worried about. And look at where this 6 was. Right? This is the 6 that I'm worried about. I'm going to mark this one in yellow. So this is the 6 right here that has me worried we could be in a bullish trend. But look at where the 6 is at down here. All right? So exactly another reason why I want to why I'm kind of making the play I am, because this is a lot lower. When this 6 went to the moon, look at where this 6 was. It was really low. Okay, so there's that. Sorry, this is taking longer than I thought. Now, so take a look. Now, this is our bubble chart, right? Here's our bubble chart right here. We have not rolled over, but look, we are starting to make some breaks. So when you look at your line on your MACD, you got to remember, even these little kinks in here, because this is a massive timeline. You're looking at a 12-hour timeline. Even these little kinks in here can be like seriously a 500-point drop. Like you can have a 500-point drop going straight up on your MACD. And just to give you an example, look at this candle right here. See that big candle, right? That's a huge candle. And look, this thing was just cruising along, having a good walk. But you see this little kink. There's literally a little kink from here to here where you see a little bend in the elbow. It's almost like you're bending your elbow or your knee just a little bit. And, even in a relaxed position. So you have to be very careful here, because you get a big fallout. Now, we are right next to our bull break point. Okay, we're so close to our bull break point. All right, so we're watching this very closely. It is harder to correlate the sixes on this chart with the MACD. It is definitely a little bit harder here to correlate the sixes on here. It's a lot tougher. It's a lot tougher. All right, so it's you just kind of play a zone. I'm playing a zone, and look, you know, now here I've got this broke the line. This was a bullish move, right? This was a very bullish move. Broke the line. There, broke the line. Look, it broke the line right there. This is a bullish move. So I'm kind of watching this because I've got to play this also. So I'm going to set an alarm over here. All right, I'm going to actually come over here. I'm going to go set myself an alarm. All right, there we go. Got an alarm set. And I'll be ready when this thing breaks. Okay, I'll definitely be ready when this thing breaks. All right, there's that chart, and here's our bubble chart, or this is our RSI bubble chart. Now we are broken out of the long trade area, right? We're up into this, up here. We're back up here once again. If you here's your six, This came around, and this was your double top. So this is your green six. This came around and double topped on you, and then it died. Right now, if it would have broken this line, this goes into another bullish line right here when it breaks this, and you can go back and take a look at that yourself. All right, so I'm watching this because you really don't become bullish again until you break this line right here. Until you break this line, you really don't get another bull run. This motion in here can be zigzagging or a gradually rising pattern. You really don't get the big breakouts till over here. Again. So we played this breakout. We did really good. And now we're over here getting ready to play this breakout if this does break out. But this is another reason why I'm bearish. Because the area that you're in right here, look at all the resistance that's in this area. A lot of resistance right there historically. A lot of resistance right there. A lot of resistance. I mean, there's a lot of resistance in this area, right? That also works out as support. All right. Anybody have any questions? Because that's it. I think we're done.